got about 65 books and a couple minutes to unhaul everything. So, hi guys, I'm back with a book unhaul. I feel like my channel is really just me trying to make comebacks and then realizing it's just all unhauls. Yeah. So, before we get into it, I'll just explain the 65 books I have here. I put them into different categories: historical fiction, biographies, trilogies, general fiction, and fantasy. Some of these will be given to a friend. Some of them will be donated for a cause. So that's it really. Just to say, not to put a disclaimer, but to put a disclaimer, I have either read these books, don't care too much to reread them, haven't read them, would like to not read them. Some of them are kind of like, well, they're when I tried to read them, I realized I wasn't into them, or like I read a chapter and then I was like, I bought so many more books from the same author and I realized I was not interested. So maybe in the future I'll be more interested, but it just so happens that right now I'm not. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I'll start with historical fiction. Mostly Philippa Gregory's. We have here Change, Stormbringers, whatever, Changeling, and then we have Kingmaker's Daughter. I don't know how long it's been since I've had these. And if you're wondering why some of them have plastic, by the way, it's to stop all of, if you can see that, how it's kind of brown and speckled. I usually would put, because I like to resell books, so I would put them in plastic so that they can maintain their looks longer, and sometimes they do, but sometimes they're already old when I do that, so I think it prevents further book damage, but I know there's ways to clean them, I just haven't done them yet. The rest of my historical fictions are, oh, I have by other authors, whoops. All of these are Jean Plady. She was like my second go-to after Philippa Gregory, and Red Rose, White Rose, Joanna Hickson. I think I read something else by her and I liked it. And then we have another Jean Plady, In the Shadow of Crown. So all of that is probably gonna come. There we go. Okay. Next we have biographies or memoirs. My Life by Edith Piaf and Not the Kind of Girl by Lena Dunham. I read Edith Piaf. That was interesting. Lena Dunham, I'm not so interested anymore. Next is fantasy because it's the shortest stack. I have Mirror Mirror by Gregory Maguire. I don't know why I was so excited to read this, and then when I finally read it, the first few pages, I was just like, no. So. And then My True Love Gave to Me. This is my unread copy. I wanted to resell it at some point, but I figure I might as well donate it because I'm kind of at the point where I just want to say goodbye to some books. Rainbow Rowell's Landline. I like this one. It was nice. Playing Long After Us by Shira Luna. It's mostly just a photo book of cute things. Don't need it. Endgame, The Calling. I keep holding on to this thinking I'm gonna read it, despite, you know, the controversy. But then I was like, do I have the time? Is my willpower strong? No. And honestly, it just looks like I just don't want to. Bone Gap by Laura Ruby. This was beautiful. I really love this book. But I also looked at it and I was like, I'm not gonna reread it. I think somebody else might love it, so. Some of these are like, I'm giving them away because I think that I would like to sell them because I don't want them in my life anymore. But then some of them are just like, you know, this is good to pass on because like I feel like it could be a nice little gem somebody else finds. So it's like, you know, if you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. The Arithmetist, Brandon Sanderson. I have another copy. I don't know if I kept it. But I'm not, probably not going to reread this anytime soon or anything like that. Also, if I sneeze at some point, it's because all of these books are dusty. So, whew. Anyway, next up is Trece, Murder on Balete Drive. I have another copy of this, the first edition. So, I mean the first issue. So, I just wanna have one of each. And then Ironcast. This was so good. I really liked it. But I'm not gonna reread it. Next up is, we'll do trilogies because that's technically shorter. I have Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal Rising, haven't opened it, and Hannibal. For some reason, I like the books more. I mean, the movies more. That's it. This next one, I'm going to count it as a trilogy, even though it's not. It's actually a set of 4. And they're not really a set, it's different memoirs by Augustine Burroughs. I held on to this for the longest time, thinking I would like it, thinking I'd read it. I didn't. I just kept collecting. And I think, you know, someone who's looking for them would like to read them. The person was unfortunately not me. The next one would be the Witchlands series, I think. Yeah, Witchlands. Susan Dennard's Sight Witch, Truth Witch, and Wind Witch. So I really like this series. Okay, I really do. But the thing is, when the Panini happened, it was very hard to get access to books. And some of those books, like these, were not really in stock here or in the online portals I go to. So, and then when I did find them again, it's already in a different edition, or like, you know, the spines look different and the sizing is different. And I can understand how that would be a shallow reason, but also it's been like since the Panini, that was 3 years ago, and I haven't picked it up again. So I doubt I'd even remember most of the plot, and that's unfortunate because this is actually something I enjoyed. But I know that it could go to something better. Up next would be the, it's not really called the Air series, but people call it the Air series, but it's like, it's called another series, but for some reason I'm so used to calling it the Air series, but I know it's not, unless I'm wrong, just correct me. By Cinda Williams Chima, the Dragon Air, Warrior Air, Sorcerer Air, Wizard Air, yeah, these. I love this. This is also another favorite series of mine, but when am I gonna read it? Again, or ever? Because I recently picked up again, what was that? Sorcerer Air, and I'm gonna probably read the last one because there are 5 books. So I will most likely finish the series first before I let it all go. But that's it. It's really bound to be let go because I don't see my, like, if I keep it, it's just gonna get dusty because I'm just gonna keep buying more books. So I don't know why I keep having to justify this, but yeah. The next one would be Hilary Bell, Shield of Stars. I don't know the name of the series, but I remember that these were good. Sword of Waters and Crown of Earth. Very cute. I really like how the covers kind of look like cozy games. So that's it for trilogies. Next we have My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. Not gonna read it. Milan Kunderas, The Unbearable Lightness of Being. Sophie Kinsella, Shopaholic, The Sorceress, gifted to me. And Clive Cussler's The Chase, also gifted to me. I feel bad I can't justify that purchase. So, this one, Haruki Murakami's And His Years of Pilgrimage. Or is it called it Colorless? Yeah, I bought it to resell. I bought it to resell, to be honest, but I wanted to read it first. But I've had it for a few years now, and I realized I'm not going to read it. So I'm going to resell it. Henry James, Portrait of a Lady. Nah. These are to be given to my friend. The Devil's Church and Other Stories, and Juna Barnes' Nightwood. I think she would like them, actually, so that's why I'm giving it to her. I also got some of them because I think the cover's nice. And 10th of December, George Saunders. Okay. I have thoughts. I got up to Spiderhead because it randomly reminded me of this Netflix movie I saw in passing. And then I realized, oh, it's from here. So I watched the movie. And then I read the story. And I may do a book versus movie thing later. But I tried reading the first story and I just remember being so put off. It was just, let's just say it's not my cup of tea. You know? Next we have The Cult of Violence, Untold Stories of the Craze. I actually am really into true crime right now, but I like listening to it, not necessarily reading it. But I thought it would be interesting considering this would be their, the actual biographer who interviewed the twins. So I was like, that's really interesting. But again, it's been in my shelf for years and I'm not gonna read it anytime soon, or who knows when. Edna O'Brien's Lantern Slides. I haven't really read of any of her books, but I'm probably just gonna let that go for now. The Accidental by Ali Smith. Gillian Flynn's Gone Girl. Aranda Magazine. Black Mass, true crime again. Faye Weldon, Little Sisters. The Girl by Maridel Lesueur, French. I heard this was her better one, but then I was just flipping through it and I was like, nah. I don't know. I'm just at that reading stage right now. Faye Weldon's The Life and Loves of the She-Devil. Heath, Introduction to Poetry. Woo! My tower just fell. Give me a second. Okay, everybody's okay. Nothing's bent. Anyway, Introduction to Poetry. Don't need it. Gunter Grass, My Century. Maybe in another century. Again, sometimes some of these I haven't read and I'm just like, I'm not gonna get to it, you know? I just want what brings me joy, I guess. A Child Called It. The Audition by Ryu Murakami. There's a movie of this also, if you want to watch it. It's interesting. That's all I'm gonna say, because I think like you should experience it rather than me tell you. And Chronicles of a Death Foretold. And last is The Wanting Seed. I remember unhauling this before, deciding to keep it, and now it's saying goodbye again. So that's it. Those are all the books that I will be letting go of, bringing to new homes, and that's it. If you want to discuss, did I get rid of your book? Your favorite book? Did I bash it? Let me know. You know, let's get some engagement going, I guess. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. I'll see you guys later. Bye.